last week. Cedric Musumba, I want to bring your input into this. Benni McCarthy, the South African, is now officially the Kenyan, the national football team Harambee Stars head coach, and he took over officially on Monday from Engin Firat, and everybody will be looking at him to see whether he can deliver what he promised at the unveiling. That is Kenya. We have a couple of matches. In March, we are playing Gabon and Gambia in the World Cup qualifiers. So do you feel that, whatever he said will come to fruition? He said that, this is the time to bring in young players, see what they can do, as well as we have older players that we are going to look at and see whether they can conform to the style that we want them to play. Sedo.
First, I will start by congratulating him for having actually been able to come out as the best to steer maybe Kenya to whatever reason the Kenyans would like it to be. And again, the epitome of Kenyan soccer, it has always been World Cup, even though we haven't been there. I would say that expectations are very high. And they are very high, mapping back that Kenya at one time, when they hired the German technician Reinhard Fabisch, it almost promised when the aspects of bringing in youngster actually came to start bringing results back. But and again, I would equate to the contractual principles and agreements that surrounds Benni McCarthy's coaching aspects of being here. 2 years is not enough to realize whatever that he's telling us. Remember, he needs to put in place structures. And when we talk about structures, I will just not go far, but I will pull you back to where Sebastian Minya was.
Sedo, but this is the coach who's come in and say that, you know what, Davis, if you are even 16 and you're good enough, you are old enough, you can play for the national team.
True. But remember, it all actually involves so many aspects that surrounding a 16 player to carry the mantle of a national team. This comes from the backyard of this, the so-called youngster, having and again been given a glimpse of maybe testing. That's kind of an avenue. You cannot literally go to high school and pull maybe a high schooler 16 or 15 years old and give them a task to play against Ivory Coast, the World Cup qualifier. Remember, Reinhard Fabisch, I remember when he did that, he could actually go around the entire country scouting for this particular player, and he played this particular player to build up matches that actually created and built that confidence for this player to play against the kinds of Nigeria, if you remember very well, Burkina Faso. And that aspects of giving those youngsters a kind of avenue and pulling a drum, maybe challenging with the crowd behind them, gives them the magnitude of now realizing themselves and playing for. McCarthy is coming in to a league that is really struggling. He's coming into a structure that has not been in place.
When you say a league that is struggling, you watched the match between Gor Mahia and Kariobangi Sharks, where Gor Mahia got a 3-0 win against Sharks.
Yes, and I might say that to anyone else who has been following our league will tell that Sharks plays nice soccer that are really attracted to an eye compared to Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia can as well as pull a surprise of winning against Shark because of the forces that is actually rallies behind them. And they play with pressure. They must grind result from there. But if you go there actually to bring out the aspect of you being entertained, Sharks will place that ball closer to your understanding.
I had a meeting probably with the FKF president.
When was that?
Hussein Mohammed. I think 2 days ago. Yeah. And he talked of investing in youth. Yeah, that is going to put enough structures for Benni McCarthy to realize his dream. So I think those 2 years.
Yes, Hassan. Just a minute.
Because for a coach,
Hassan,
what a coach needs is good.
No, Hassan, before we even continue with this conversation, is it Benni McCarthy realizing his dreams, or is it for Kenyans seeing the potential that they have?
So when you bring in a coach, the coach has to align his dreams with the federation, right? We're good there?
Yeah, we are good.
Because you can hire whoever you want to hire, but as long as there's no goodwill from the federation. We've had very good coaches by the way, but these coaches never... I look at someone like Reinhard Fabisch. During his time, he could travel far and wide to look at those talents, in Coast, Western and all that. But these other coaches, they've been relying on just the FKFPL the top tier league.
Now,
you can't just depend on that top tier league.
You know, we are banking on something that has worked for us. And when we mention, we draw back to 1997-98 Rain had Fabish, which and again came along to give us the result in 2004.
So we
Africa
have a
Cup of Nations.
So we have a template.
Yeah,
we have a template.
But
already.
I'm counting off what time frame does it have for you to realize your goal. Kenyans, they want fast turnaround. Benni McCarthy has signed for 2 years contract. I remember, is 2 years contract enough for us to realize Benni McCarthy potential? To me, it's a no.
No, I think it's also, contractual
Hassan,
obligations
remember,
because
Hassan,
of also the pay.
remember this conversation is not between you and I, Cedric. Davis Mbere is here.
I was actually waiting for the two to
And please, before we even continue, don't tell us that he's being paid 8 million.
He's not being paid.
When I said that.
No, I'm just telling
just
you, don't tell us that he's being paid 8 million Kenya shillings.
Are we talking about
That is more than the president. We are talking about Benni McCarthy.
precisely about what he will
No,
bring on board?
I know you'll digress there.
I will
talk
not
about the
digress
pay.
there. Definitely, it will come at some point.
But it's not 8 million.
For now, let's.
But it's
let's-
not 8 million. Eh?
We'll get there. Now, the thing is, number one, Sedo has said that Kenya, number one, does Kenya know what they want? That should be the first question. Yes, they brought in McCarthy. McCarthy is I think his first time he's having such a position as head coach.
It's the first time he's been.
Yes, he has been assistant before. So definitely, he has weight on his shoulders that he needs to ensure that Kenya goes back to some good football. Sado has said that our league ina suasua sana, but
It's not a lie.
it's not a lie. But again, what exactly does FKF want about Kenyan football? That should be the first question. And if they know what they want, most likely that's the reason they brought McCarthy. Does he have what it takes to take football to where FKF is looking forward to?
Kariuki, what's Kenya's football philosophy?
That should what FKF should tell us.
No, I asked you,
Oh,
what's
you-
Kenya's football philosophy?
I would say Kenya's football philosophy is
Do we have a system of play?
we don't have. We even don't have a team to start with.
Cedric is smiling. Okay. So, because this is a conversation that, will not end here, I want us to shift from the national men's football team. We get into the under-17 ladies